I did like 7 million revenue last year.
Wow.
So my business is, I would say it's quite optimized. The main factor influencing the performance in my business was mostly the low energy. A good example is like if you have a car and the car has a flat tire and you're trying to make the car go fast, so you put like a premium gasoline and
Mm.
premium all there, thinking, oh, it'll go faster. Like it will go a little bit faster, but
Yeah, yeah.
if you fix the flat tire, right, you go much faster.
All right, David, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
All right, guys. So I'll probably pre-frame this video, but me and David met once before, and I've completely forgot. I completely forgot about it. But we both lived in Bangkok. He's still in Bangkok. We're in a similar sort of networking group, and we caught up on messages recently. And he has a good journey around health, and especially around gut health, which is a really good topic I want to dive into more on my channel and speak about, because I feel like a lot of people don't understand the importance of it and how it actually impacts you and the things you can do to improve it. So I'm learning for the first time on David's journey here. I've heard a little bit just through the DMs over the past few days. But yeah, I want to dive into it and get him to explain his story and the things he did to help, the benefits he gained from it, how he did it, and that kind of thing. So yeah, David, thank you for coming on. Why don't you just explain a little bit about like who you are, what you do, that kind of thing?
Sounds good. I am an e-commerce entrepreneur. I run mostly meta ads. I started in 2019 and grew it into a brand. I did like 7 million revenue last year.
Wow.
So my business is, I would say it's quite optimized at this point. And last year I started to looking into optimizing different things. And health was one of the high priorities. I've always had some health issues. They were quite annoying and I didn't know how to deal with them. And the past year was really eye-opening. Like I found out so many things and it made so much sense. And it turned out like lots of the issues I've had, they're actually connected. And in my case, it all points to the gut.
Mm.
Yeah, and I think before I started looking into this, like I had, for example, my problems were like low energy,
Mm.
or I had this annoying skin issues. When I have this weird condition, like when I take a shower, my skin starts to itch, like
Mm.
really gets itchy, and sometimes it gets to a point where it hurts. So.
Mm.
And I never knew like why do I have that until recently. And like my idea about health was always to take some pills to get a boost, or to, let's say, drink coffee to get a boost, to get more energy. And I think that idea is flawed. Like it's if my body doesn't work 100%, like if there's not everything fixed, which I think it's very hard to achieve if you don't pay close attention to it. Um, it's much better to fix the root cause, find the root causes of let's say in my case was low energy, right? Find the root cause of low energy, and fix that. Then trying to supplement that
Mm.
with vitamins or like with coffee. Um,
Mm.
I think a good example is like if you have a car and the car has a flat tire and you're trying to make the car go fast, so you put like a premium gasoline and
Mm.
premium all there, thinking, oh, it'll go faster. Like it will go a little bit faster, but
Yeah, yeah.
if you fix the flat tire, right, you go much faster.
Wow.
So like this was my case, and I started looking into these root causes. First thing I did was I did a blood test just to check like what's going on, and one value in the blood test, it was like a generic blood test, so anybody can do that in
Mm.
any clinic almost. And one of the values the value was eosinophilus was elevated, and when I asked the doctors about it, that they said it's fine. Like, they don't worry about it. It's okay if you don't feel any symptoms. That you can ignore this. So I ignored it for a while, but then I started looking into this more, and I found that it can actually point to a problem. Like this specific value points to some kind of inflammation in my body. Sometimes it can point to like if I have worms, or if something is in the gut specifically, or some kind of inflammation, it can point to that. So I started digging more and did a few more tests. So the first test I did was actually for the parasites. It was a GI map test, so it's a stool test.
Nice.
But it can not only find parasites, but it will also show me like what's going on in the gut. It'll give like a full picture. And after I did this test, like the results were really eye-revealing. There was a lot of mess going on. So my gut was really out of balance. This was basically the revealing test result that pointed to my root cause.
Wow. Yeah, that analogy you used was really good, of the flat tire. And I think a lot of entrepreneurs, including myself, when I had issues with my health, like the things we do, like using a band-aid, for example, on like a big wound, is like, more coffee, nicotine, an ice bath, like more exercise, keto, like jumping on random diets before actually like diagnosing and finding what's actually wrong using actual like testing. So that's so well said. It's obviously something I definitely believe in. I think it's especially when I got into business, I was already like a health nerd to say, like, I'm not like a pharmaceutical scientist. Like, I wouldn't be able to read like super in-depth blood work and gut health stuff, whatever, right? But I understood that like performance, like to perform really well, and obviously to scale your business, it's important to have your health dialed in. But considering you got to a point of already like you're very successful in business while having these issues, I find is like sometimes my brain finds it hard to believe that. Like, how the fuck did he make it with like make good money despite having some issues with his health? But like, how was your journey with growing your business with the symptoms and the issues you were having? Because you mentioned like low energy. What else? And like, how was it making the journey of entrepreneurship harder?
It was mostly like the main factor influencing the performance in my business was mostly the low energy. Like me being exhausted really easily, especially in the afternoon, like after a big meal, I'll get sleepy, and I didn't want to do anything, and I could not. It was like I had a brain fog.
Yeah.
So that was a bit limiting. Good thing was that this wasn't every day, so only came on Sundays, and I think my benefit was also I was younger, right? So if somebody is in their 20s, maybe early 30s, it's still quite fine. Like all the root causes, they might develop later in life, or have a bigger impact later in life.
Yeah.
And I think I caught it right in time. Like if I let this roll and ignore this, like it would get into much more serious problems. Yeah. And it was actually getting serious last year, because there's another problem that the same root cause is causing, and that is me being susceptible to viruses. Like I was getting sick really often and really easily. And like now I know why, because it all relates to my immunity and gut. There's something called SIGA that's created in the gut, and that's basically what my immunity is. And that SIGA, it influences all the barriers which have markers. So
Yeah.
for me, I had this marker was very low. It still is low. I'm working on that, and because this is low, my immunity is low, and I was getting sick very easily. So I got last year I got six or seven times, and
Wow.
it took me on average maybe 2 weeks to recover. So this is
Far out.
also annoying, and it's like also ruining the performance in my life, right? So
Yeah.
something that needs to be fixed.
Wow. Wow, wow, wow. And I honestly, there's so many people I come across, even like close family members who get sick very often. And sure, like the foods they're eating aren't super processed. They're from the outside, the habits, like they're sleeping okay, they're eating fairly clean, they're doing things that seem okay. Obviously, like I haven't seen their blood work and their hormones. Maybe, for example, if it's a man, maybe he's got low testosterone, his HPG's off, whatever. But I'm very confident that a lot of these people they have gut health issues. Like it's definitely not optimized. Like my dad would get sick very often. He used to get sick very often. We've all done a gut health test a week ago. Me, my mum, and my dad, which is cool. So yeah, we'll look into the results again later. But I think so many people have shitty gut health without realizing it, and if more people were aware of it, like everyone would be so much more healthier. And I think only like 5 years ago, people started talking about it a lot more. So I want to ask you, like, what did you try before, um, before going through the route of doing real testing and like going the scientific route instead of whatever else you were doing? Like, what were you doing before?
One thing I was doing quite a lot, which I shouldn't have been doing, is every time I got sick, I was thinking, okay, how to get healthy really fast. And one way to do it is to eat antibiotics, right? When I
Oh,
felt
really?
sick after 2 days,
Oh
I just
no.
took in some antibiotics, and the next day I was fine already. So I was like, okay, this is
Right.
nice. This is working quite well.
Yeah, yeah,
But it was actually working against me
yeah, for
because
sure.
antibiotics they kill all the bacteria, and it was
Yeah,
ruining my gut as well. So that was one thing I tried. I tried many things for energy. So I thought, okay, if I have low energy, it might mean that my testosterone is low. So if I eat supplements to increase the testosterone, I'll have more energy. So I tried that, and it didn't work much. So there's like natural supplements that you can buy, like herbs, to increase testosterone, right?
yeah,
But it didn't have much impact on me,
yeah,
which makes sense because like there was some inflammation in my body, and it was preventing the testosterone from increasing. And actually, yeah, I've done a test recently. So I've been working on this problem in my gut for a while. And I can be specific. What I have is a gut dysbiosis,
oh yeah,
and
okay,
I have a yeast overgrowth there. So there's some yeast as well. There's lots of bad stuff.
yeah,
There's leaky gut, which means the gut lining
permeable,
is not there, is not present, permeable. Yeah.
yeah,
And I'm on a lot of supplements right now. But since I started this protocol, I've seen like lots of improvements already. And one improvement was a month ago when I did my blood test. My testosterone went up 200 points. So it was
wow,
550 before this, and I was trying to increase it with like all the supplements, and it did nothing. And like
wow,
this, gut repair process helped to increase it 200 to 750, which
wow.
is amazing. So
In 1 month,
um,
you're saying?
yeah, in 1 month, in
Fuck,
1 month.
crazy, crazy.
Yeah.
What were you What was your sort of mindset, or what were your beliefs around health and gut health before and after this healing process?
hmm I didn't really pay attention to it too much. Um, I didn't have any bloating. My stomach was fine. I could eat anything. And I didn't know that it relates, that my gut could relate to me getting sick too often. So I didn't know there's a connection.
Yeah,
And I just didn't pay attention to it too much. Yeah, because my digestion was fine, and I thought my gut is probably fine as well. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. I think a lot of people would be feeling similar to how you felt, and just they would have just maybe pushed through whatever, as you did. You said for a little while. When you when you did look after your gut health, was that, as you said, like a point where you kind of business was okay? You kind of took time away from that to really like deal with the energy you've been feeling. Was that the time that you finally looked into it? And at that point, when you did look into it, you said it was really bad, but how? Sorry, I'm going all over the place. I guess, okay, to summarize my question, when you did decide to look into your health and do the testing, how bad did it really get? Like, what were you actually feeling day to day? How was it affecting you?
Hmm. The main impact was I was getting sick too often.
Okay.
So I decided to do something about it when I was getting sick for the sixth, seventh time. I was like, okay, this is enough now.
Yeah.
Like this is not normal. I cannot get sick six, seven times per year.
Yeah.
That's too much. And I started looking into my body more thoroughly, and did like lots of the tests to find out what's going on.
Yeah.
You know?
Nice. Interesting. What were all of the
I
tests that
think,
you did? So, sorry, you did a GI map, you did normal
uh-huh,
blood tests, you checked your hormones. What other tests did you do?
yes. I also check my vitamin levels. So you can find it from the blood as well. For example, vitamin D, vitamin B12, or like different types of vitamin B. Those are very important, especially for the gut. My levels were very low. So, for example, for vitamin D, it should be at least 45 to 100. Mine was 20 something.
Wow.
So I had a big deficiency. Um, then the other test, OAT. It's a urine test to find out if I have any yeast, which turned out to be true. I have. I
Mm,
have yeast as well.
right.
I also did a Dutch complete test to find out any hormonal imbalances. That luckily came out quite well. I did FIT 147 test, and that one, a doctor that I've been working with, she suggested me to do this test because it was part of the protocol, part of the healing process.
Mm,
Um, so this test, what it does, it finds out what food my body is reacting to, because I have a leaky gut. Even the normal stuff that I eat that I'm not allergic to, my body can react to,
mm,
because it passes through the gut and then it causes inflammation, and my body starts attacking that.
yeah.
The body thinks it's a foreign substance. So this test found out what I should, what these foods, and what I should stop eating for the gut to allow to repair.
Mm,
And this test, it mostly shows like what I was eating. So I was eating lots of chicken, so it showed chicken. I was eating a lot of beef, so it also showed beef.
mm,
And I had to stop eating all this food to temporarily
yeah.
for the gut repair process to start and to calm down the inflammation.
Yeah. Nice. Yeah, because I use a company called Viome because they're mostly international, and yeah, the way we heal the gut health, obviously there's ways outside of supplementing and food, managing stress, eating properly, like it's very holistic when it comes to your gut health. But obviously the supplements and the foods that you put into your body have a big impact. So my clients get like certain, obviously through the data we're able to see like, don't have these foods, have these foods, take these supplements temporarily. Ideally do a test in like 4 to 6 months or so. So for you, what were like the biggest changes you had to do to heal your gut health, and what were some that were like maybe you weren't happy with, or was like a bit surprising?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there were lots of big changes. So basically, all that I was eating before, I almost everything,
It
uh,
was bad.
I had to stop. I had to stop. Uh, yeah. So my body is reacting to gluten, dairy, chicken, beef, and then also some lentils and
Yeah,
things like that. So it was very very hard to like find like a protein source for me.
yeah,
So I have a rice protein powder. I didn't know that it exists, but
yeah.
I have to consume rice protein,
Okay, yeah,
and yeah, I just focus on eating shrimp and lots of seafood. With seafood is also a bit tricky because I found that I have I need like above average levels of mercury as well, and seafood has lots of mercury, right? Like if
yeah.
especially the fish
Tuna,
like
I think.
tuna.
Yeah.
So I have to be careful with that too. Yeah, luckily I can eat pork.
You like
So
pork?
I
You like
didn't.
your bacon? Yeah.
Yeah,
Eggs? What
I
about eggs?
wasn't
A lot of
eating
my
it before.
clients aren't allowed to have eggs, and I'm like, damn, that's kind of annoying.
Luckily I can eat eggs. Yeah, that's fine.
Okay,
Those are fine.
nice. Yeah.
Um,
Wow.
so my diet had to be changed, and it was very challenging, and it's also emotionally challenging too, right? Like all of a sudden, like I ended up with food which was very bland and like no taste. But there's a way. Like I learned how to make it tasteful.
Yeah.
So there's a but
What do you
the
do?
first day or like first week it was very difficult. So for example, now I live in Thailand, right? So I can eat tom yum, but I have to it has to be
Um,
cooked in a special way for it to uh, not contain the stuff that I cannot eat.
right.
And tom yum is actually very good for the gut too because it contains many herbs, um, and it has protein source, shrimp, right? So
Yeah.
that's quite a nice food.
Wow. Did they use bone broth as well, or not? Not in tom yum.
Yeah, bone broth they don't use. I mean, the one that I eat, they don't use it,
Yeah.
and it's very good for the gut. But because I cannot eat beef and chicken, for me, bone broth is not a good source of food.
Right. Right. Do you? Would you say like you like? I would assume that once you do stick to these foods that you have to eat, you kind of stop. You care more about how you feel and how much better you feel compared to like, oh, I just prefer eating that for the taste. Is that how you feel about it, or do you still like really miss having your old foods and care about it more?
Yeah, I miss it. I miss it a lot, to be honest.
Yeah.
A lot, like eating a burger or pizza. Like I cannot cannot wait for that when I can have that. But
Yeah. And the good thing is, yeah, like
um,
it's just temporary, isn't it? Like after you heal your gut,
correct,
then become. It's about what's the word? I forgot the word, but health and gut health is about like being strong, so you can handle these other foods. Because if, for example, like you have a cheat meal and you feel terrible and you get sick, then it's not necessarily that like it's all coming from the food. It's actually because your body isn't strong enough to handle. I'm forgetting the
correct.
word resilient. I can't remember, but
Hmm.
yeah,
Yeah, once the gut is in balance, when there's lots of good bacteria and the gut lining is healed. I also have a problem with stomach acid. So my stomach acid is fine,
yeah,
um, then I can eat anything. Yeah.
yeah.
And
Nice.
it will take some time. So I think it'll take maybe a few more months. And I've been doing it for 3 months now. So I think I'm
Yeah,
in the middle, more or less.
yeah, yeah. Nice. 3 months is because yeah, gut health is one of those where it can take a long time. Some people like more than a year, but usually it's like at least 6 months for like a real like healing process. Um, and yeah, what's some of the key supplements that you're taking to heal and maintain your gut health currently? Because I know like for
Hmm.
general health, like things that are good is like supplementing or you can have the real thing like bone broth. You can take digestive enzymes, L-glutamine. Um, those are kind of the main ones I'd recommend off the bat, to be fair.
Hmm. Yeah, so I have three main issues. I have low stomach acid, which is kind of a cause of itself, right? Because it's letting bad things go into my gut. So I need supplements for increasing the stomach acid. And there's things like um, betaine, which increases the stomach acid,
Oh,
or
right.
what you said, the digestive enzymes, they also help with that. And then I have to get rid of the bad stuff, which is the yeast and bad bacteria that is in my gut. And for that, I eat antimicrobials.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
those are mostly like very aggressive herbs. For example, licorice, right? Or
Licorice,
oregano
yeah.
oil. Um, yeah. And another category is probiotics. So I have to rebalance the microbiome. So I have to get good bacteria in my gut. I get it there with probiotics, but also prebiotics. Prebiotics is like the food for the good bacteria.
Yeah. Which ones are you taking for the pro and prebiotics?
For um, for that, I would need to look it up, to be honest. But
Yeah,
there's
it's hard, yeah.
I wouldn't even know if I'm pronouncing it right. So there's like Acamarcia something, or Boulardi. Yeah,
I'm
I don't
not
even
sure
know
as
if I
well. I
pronounce it
don't know.
right.
Is that a type of
Uh,
probiotic pill or?
yeah, it's a pill, and some of them I have to keep in the fridge as well
Yeah,
because
okay.
they're very sensitive.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a fair few. There's a bunch of different strains that you would take, which is why, like, side note for people watching, if you want to heal your gut health, like, just grabbing a bunch of probiotics and taking prebiotics is not really the right way. You might get some benefits, but it might also be doing damage because you're populating the wrong kind of probiotics or prebiotics in your gut. So the best way is obviously to do testing and figure out like what kind you should actually take. Um, but yeah, that's just a side note. Um,
Yeah, that's correct. I'm eating specifically the ones which are based on my tests. So the ones which show up very low in my test, I'm trying to seed those, and I'm eating the food for those specific probiotics to
hmm.
those specific bacteria.
Wow, nice. What about like are you taking sauerkraut, kimchi, kefir? I know banana is a prebiotic as well. Are you having any of those or?
Um, at this point, it was not recommended to me, so my doctor said it's not too easy right now. My situation is not like those foods could actually worsen the situation.
Hmm. Yeah,
'Cause, yeah.
yeah. As I said, yeah, like whatever the test recommends you basically. Was your doctor from Bangkok? You did the whole thing in Thailand.
So one doctor is from Singapore. I couldn't find one in Bangkok. I talked to one, but I was not really happy with him. And then I also have one from the US, from New York. Um,
Right. Nice, nice, nice. And you did you do your consultations over the phone or did you travel there for it?
over the phone, yeah, over a Zoom call like this.
Oh,
I
perfect.
also visited the doctor in Singapore because it's close, and she wanted to do some tests. She also gave me some supplements which I couldn't get into Thailand
Hmm.
by post, so I had to come for those. And like these doctors, they're not regular like doctors from a hospital, although they might have some like knowledge. They're functional medicine doctors, so it's more holistic. They look at the full body. They look at the gut.
Yeah.
What
Nice,
I
nice.
found is that usually the doctors from hospital, if you don't have anything acute or like a big problem, big symptom, they will say it's fine, and or they will
Mm,
not know how to either not know how to treat it or don't want to treat it because it
yeah,
goes outside their circle of competence or outside of the what they're allowed to do.
yeah, yeah. I'd like to see over the next few years clinics or like companies that actually help people do like what I'm trying to do, like what you did, which is just like, yeah, instead of waiting for something to go completely wrong, like if you're getting some symptoms, like quickly figure out the root cause through all kinds of testing. I think it's so possible. Like really, if there's just really just simple, there's a simple set of steps to follow to restore and optimize your health that no one really does. You don't really see advertisements, clinics, or anything. The main thing people are marketing is just like this new pill or some fancy biohacking device like Gary Brecker. I don't know if you know him. He's always promoting his shit
Hmm.
everywhere.
Yeah.
But yeah, gut health is not as trendy as I think it should be. Like people still don't understand it. So yeah, I think in the future though, like if I know Bangkok is really good with a lot of their health stuff, so maybe one day there'll be more focus on gut health because you clearly couldn't find any. There was no good doctors, no gut health related clinics or anything, or how was it?
So the clinics are here in Bangkok. They can do the tests, but I didn't use them for consultation. I just use them to get the data,
Right.
and then I can take the data and consult it with anyone, right? Over internet, or
Nice.
that's usually what happens.
True.
Yeah.
Nice. 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 Yeah, that's fair enough. Um, yeah. What would you say? What did the doctor say might have caused it? Obviously, you taking the antibiotics would have been causing damage, but anything before that, did he say lifestyle
Mhm.
factors or anything that might have caused your gut health to get in that bad state?
Yeah, and I've been looking into that as well. I wanted to know by myself, like what is causing this.
Yeah.
And what I found out for me, like it didn't happen overnight. Like it's a big issue, and it developed over many years, maybe since my childhood as well. And one of the causes is I have some predispositions as well. So I know like my father had doesn't have a really good digestion, so it's possible I have that too. Like he has a low stomach acid, so I also have a low stomach acid.
Mm,
So that's something I could have gotten from birth as well. But in my childhood, I was eating antibiotics quite a lot, and then in my teenage years, I was drinking a lot of alcohol. I come from the Czech Republic, and it's a big culture there. Like Czechs are the biggest drinkers in the world,
really?
and yeah, and
Didn't know that.
they start from teenagers. Like in high school, I was like since I was 15, I was just drinking intense amounts of alcohol, and
Right.
yeah, those two things combined, like I think they wiped out my microbiome, and
Mm,
they lowered my stomach acid even more, and over time just created this environment for the bad stuff to come in and then settle in.
yeah.
And then I started seeing all these symptoms like the skin itchiness, right? Or like being sick. And it all came from there.
Yeah. Wow. Alcohol definitely destroys your gut health. Like, for people watching who might not have any clue at all, a lot of things affect your gut health. Not just things you put like literally into your gut, but they say even like if you grew up around pets, if you had a lot of chronic stress, if you didn't sleep properly or exercise or get around nature. I'm not sure why my light turned off, but all those things can and they do affect your gut health. Um, so it's a really holistic thing. Obviously, the foods you eat and taking things like antibiotics has a stronger and faster impact on it. But it's a very holistic. Did your doctor speak to you about anything like that? About how stress can cause it, your sleep, your exercise
Hmm.
habits, that kind of thing.
Correct. Yeah. Stress can also cause it. Like if you're constantly under stress, then it will also have an impact on the microbiome.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were asking me like it was one of the questions, or like another cause can be, for example, uh, yeah, from the family members, right? Like from
Mm.
the mother and father, or another cause can be, um, for example, if you didn't get enough breast milk.
I was
So
about to say that one. Yeah, yeah.
yeah,
It's people. Yeah, it's a weird one.
it,
It's crazy.
it's a weird one, but it's very important to like breastfeed, um, for the microbiome to establish.
Yeah.
Yeah, at least 6 months, up to
Yeah.
a year. Yeah,
Yeah. Wow.
and then there's also um, there could be some deficiencies like which we have from birth. So I also did a DNA test for that to find out like uh, what could it be for me. And what I found out is that some of the vitamins, my body is absorbing them with a lower efficiency. So it's best if I supplement them because I cannot get the full amount from regular food.
Mm.
Vitamins like CQ enzyme or B12 as well, um, zinc, and like few others. Um, I have to supplement those.
Wow.
Um, yeah, and it's good to know that because I mean, if I knew that before, if I did this test when I was younger, and I could have prevented some of the issues from occurring because I would be supplementing the deficiencies, and then my body would be stronger, and I would be able to overcome maybe some of the issues.
Mm. 100%. Did when you did the DNA test, did you speak to the same doctor who consulted you about your gut health, and did he kind of link it and how they will both be connected and affecting each other to a degree? Because obviously, if your gut health isn't optimized, and for example, you've got leaky gut and you're having trouble digesting food, that would also affect you breaking down certain vitamins and minerals, right?
Mm-hmm.
I haven't really
Correct.
looked too much into like the DNA testing only because I've kind of heard they're not too accurate. Um, but yeah, what's your perspective on that?
I agree that it might not be 100% accurate, but it's how to say that, like it points you in the right direction, right? Let's say
Mm,
if the DNA says like my B12 can be inefficiently absorbed. What I do is go and do a blood test for the B12 to find out what my current levels are and if
mm,
I'm getting enough of that, right? And
yeah.
then if it shows that it's lower, I know, okay, it's matching my DNA. I'm not getting enough, so I probably should
Mm,
supplement that.
wow.
And yeah, the functional doctors, they also look at the DNA and they take it into account, uh, but probably not as much as yeah as other things.
Yeah, yeah. That makes sense. I would agree on that. To be fair, what would you say to like other entrepreneurs who are, let's say, even they're making already good money, they're already successful, or they're on the come up, whatever it is, and they face, because obviously this is the people I help with my content, my clients and all that kind of stuff. They get energy crashes, they get brain fog. They've probably been living with it for years and years. They've tried coffee, they've done the ice bath, intermittent fasting, supplements, keto, whatever. What would you say they should do?
I would say they should find out the root cause. Like there probably is a root cause for this, what they're feeling. Because I think if everything was all right, like they would be feeling fine, right? But maybe there's some issue that they don't know about, and just by trying to like drink caffeine or doing some other things, that's just a patch, right? They're just patching the problem. They're not fixing the root cause.
Hmm.
So doing a generic blood test can reveal, can point in the direction, can reveal some things.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. I think go for the root cause. I think the whole healthcare system, like literally, like they're just there to treat the symptoms and not the root cause, which is one thing that motivated me to get into health because I was like annoyed at that. I was like, you need to fix the root cause. So yeah, absolutely. Like definitely you got to use real testing, real data. Every person is different. Like if I did a gut health test a week ago, my results will be very different to yours. Like everyone's gonna have quite different results with their blood work, with their gut health, their DNA. So there's no real other better option to heal your health. You know, some people might say like just focus on the natural stuff. Like what would you say to that? Because even if you did, right? Like even if you did, okay, I'll eat organic food, I'll put my feet in the grass, I'll get sunlight. It still wouldn't fix the root cause. Like,
Exactly.
yeah,
Yeah, you could be super healthy and the root cause will still be there. Like it will not go away. Um, so yeah, you need to find it. You need to test. And AI is actually a really good resource as well. So I use it as a supplement. Like if I get test result, I first put it into AI, and then it gets me some information. At least I know what I'm talking about, and I don't
mm,
have to ask my doctor like all the basic questions.
yeah,
I can only ask the important ones.
yeah,
But the AI can also point someone in a good direction as well. So
yeah,
um, we'll definitely get a generic blood test first, put it into AI and see what it says, and maybe it can point you in a direction. Like don't rely on AI 100%. It's not accurate.
yeah, yeah,
But yeah, it can give some ideas.
yeah, 100%. I think eventually doctors will probably get replaced because they like they don't. Yeah, I don't want to go on as another side tangent, but like every time I've gone to a doctor for like a problem or I want a medication, they don't even ask or like be a leader in any way and ask you for context, understand your situation. What have you tried? Maybe you should try this. They're just like, oh, okay, you want this? All right, cool. Do this. Here's your prescription. Like goodbye. It's like what the fuck? What?
Exactly.
Like AI can replace you so fucking easily. Like what? You're not
Yeah.
even independent. You're not even critically thinking about anything or caring about your patient. But that's how it
Yeah.
is.
My experience is very similar. So like every time I got sick, I had cough. I had my sinuses. The answer was always the same. Like here are some antibiotics. That's it.
Pisses me off. Yeah, it's. I made a video about it. It's like they give it out like it's lollies or like free food coupons. Like they don't care. I remember I went once. I had like a little bit of a. I can't remember what it was. I think maybe I had a swollen toe or a finger, and he just gave me antibiotics like straight away. I'm like, is it really worth me doing that? Like right now, I
Hmm.
don't think that's like the most necessary thing. So it's crazy, man. Like, yeah, people have to take health into their own hands, which yeah, it's a point I want to speak about more with my content. 100%. That like the typical health system is failing you. Typical fitness coaching advice is failing you. Steak and eggs isn't going to save you. Like you need to do real testing, then use the data to actually fix your health. So yeah, even this call has given me more clarity with what I want to speak about. Um, but yeah, I think that's all for me, bro. Why don't you go ahead and like, if you want, up to you, but go ahead explain like what you're doing, any plans in the future. Speak about like just go plug your stuff if you want. I know you spoke about
Hmm.
your plans to me before we started this call. So anything you want to
Awesome.
say or share or
Okay. Yeah. I mean, like I have some future plans, but those are, I would say, like far ahead. Right now, I'm really interested in health, in testing, and in improving myself in all aspects. And I'm also still interested in e-commerce. So if anybody wants to connect me based on those topics, or if anybody wants to ask more information about the health issues that I have and how am I solving that, I'm open to discuss that.
sweet. I'll put your Instagram in the description so you guys can see that down below. But yeah, thank you, David. This was a good call. I appreciate it. And yeah, I'll catch you guys later. Ciao.